right said, there's a special place in hell for women who do not help each other. Happy Women's Day, girlies! Today we are celebrating achievements by all women as International Women's Day with you and with a special guest. We, the women, need to reinvent ourselves, support each other, and solve our problems ourselves. How? We are trying to learn this by taking insights of various women in workforce and living in different countries, and by your feedbacks. So shower us with your love in the comments. Let us know what do you think about Women's Day and why should we celebrate it. Let's meet our special guest in Singapore. Nandini Das Ghoshal is an executive and life coach, learning facilitator, and entrepreneur who likes to create new offerings in the learning and behavior space. She practices emotionally empowering brain based coaching, which helps people find their own potential and creativity. She's also the co founder of Story of Me, a workshop for women that aims to help with transition phases in life. In the corporate world, she offers programs on leadership, team effectiveness, career transition for individuals and groups. But most of all, she loves working with women from any walk of life and any age. Students, young adults, corporate honchos, entrepreneurs, homemakers, lawyers, teachers to help them discover and rediscover their own power. In career spanning 20 years in the industry, she has worn several hats: corporate leader, brand strategist, content strategist, consumer insight professional, academic researcher, and innovator. She's also a Reiki therapist and mindfulness advocate. Namaste, Nandini ji.
नमस्ते.
आप बहुत सारी हैट्स के साथ यहाँ आई हैं. तो आपसे फिर भी ये पूछना पड़ेगा कि as we are celebrating Women's Day, it's time to think where we have reached as women today. So what do you have to say?
Juhi, thank you for asking that question, because every Women's Day I ask myself, do we really need this day? And then, when I look at the data, it makes me feel that, yes, perhaps we do. Though, from my inner voice tells me that we just should not need a separate day to be celebrated for us. Yeah. So I think in the course of this conversation, we'll probably unpack this statement a little bit. So you're asking me.
I'm really glad you brought it up, because if you look at the data, none of us will be alive to see gender equal world. None of us. So which is a very alarming thing. And half of the world's population is women. And we all by our experiences know where we are. So if we have reached somewhere, it's good time to celebrate and ponder what we can do for others who are downtrodden.
Yes, you're right. So so the data is not very encouraging. So recently, that there was this huge furor in India where, let me call it, very highly placed chief justice of our country asked some questions about a heinous crime like rape, okay, which got the whole community of women up in arms. If you look at other data, there are heinous crimes being committed against minor girls still, and they're shocking to read. As far as participation in the workforce is concerned, the numbers have not increased since 2000, let's say 2 or 3, when I was in the corporate sector. And there's data to show that women between the age of 30 to 35 sharply drop off the workforce. There is another aspect, and I think you have touched upon it in one of your talks, of financial literacy. Yeah. So there is evidence to say that 1 out of 5 women don't even understand the basics of financial terms and savings. But on the other hand, women tend to outlive men. This is also data. So if you look at it that way, in the later years, not having any understanding of finances and savings, etc., is not any way to reach empowerment.
Absolutely.
So all these things are not very encouraging. But on the other hand, I want to talk a little bit about the positives, that there are women now heading corporates and countries and who have set wonderful examples of leadership. And I would say that women are now finding their voice on social media and as micro entrepreneurs, thanks to technology, etc. So they are leading definitely more empowered lives, even as micro entrepreneurs. So maybe 5 steps forward and 4 steps backward is how I would like to describe it.
So one step forward.
Yes, I would still like to see some positive.
Obviously, and that positivity has to be celebrated. So now my next question to you, Nandini, is that what are your concerns in terms of changes that you would like to see towards better future for women?
Okay, so this is it put me in a lot of deep thought, Juhi, to be honest with you, because there are so many things that need correction that one tends to get very exhausted just thinking about it. But I think at the core of it, I just want to say one thing, that as women, there's a lot of narrative about women need to be acknowledged, women need to be helped, women need to be pulled out of trouble. But that is not really helping us as a gender. Yeah. What I feel is that conditions have to be created so that women can just exist in their own right without having to feel that they need to do something special to be acknowledged or respected. I know this is sounding a little counterintuitive, but there seems to be a narrative now in the world that we will respect women only if they are economically independent, only if they are highly educated, only if they are, in corporate boards or in powerful positions. So there are too many conditions attached to respecting women. No, my view is very different. Respect comes first. Everything else we will do in our own right because we have the ability to do it. So I think that basic respect for women is somewhere missing.
And it's as simple as respect the human beings equally.
Yes, exactly. Just the way you respect any creature on earth, the same way we deserve respect. We should not have to feel that all the time I have to prove myself to earn that respect. So that is one very big pet peeve I have. And the other one is that women don't stand up enough for each other. Like I think most of the time the case is that women kind of get into this mode of sort of being territorial, perhaps a little judgmental. I feel that women who work in companies and hold positions of authority, they start judging homemakers. There's always that white elephant in the room, which I want to talk about today. And on the other hand, homemakers feel that these women who work, they don't understand our challenges. So there's too much of this her versus me, and this has to stop. And women can help themselves a lot if they stop judging each other, and instead of that they need to support each other.
Yes. And I really admire this. So why don't we start a muhim here and say that we are supporting each other, join the forces, and let's be the good girls again. I mean, the right way.
Yes, you're doing a lot to bring all of this together by creating these kind of narratives online. So kudos to you, Juhi, for doing this.
Thank you so much. But let me just get to the final question, which I have to ask you. And because it's the theme of IWD 2021, from challenge comes change, because a challenge world is an alert world. So, how would you like to challenge the women today?
In one phrase, I would say the challenge is that be the best version of yourself. Yeah.
And that is a lot of work.
Yes, it is, and that is also taking your own life into your own hands. So enough of blaming childhood and parents and circumstances. A lot.
Spouses,
Sorry.
spouses and friends.
Yes, yes. And I know it might sound very unpleasant and uncomfortable, but you've given me the platform, so I'm going to say it anyways.
Great.
That a lot of us have opportunities to develop amazing skills and talents. A lot of us have that opportunity. But my question is, how much time are we dedicating to developing those? So, if there's one thing I would say is that just taking a resolve to be the best version of yourself, I think is a good enough challenge, and it can keep us busy for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely. Because, a human's journey in this planet is to discover oneself. And that doesn't end till the last moment of our life. So, your challenge is beautiful, and I am on it. I'm definitely going to work harder and take your guidance in between. So, thank you so much, Nandini, for the valuable insights. I really appreciate, and I'm really touched by your thoughtful comments here and there.
Thank you, Juhi, and I wish you all the luck, and may this platform grow bigger and bigger.
Dear girlfriends, hope our little effort brings in big smiles and changes. Sweeties, make a cup of coffee and think about Nandini's challenge. It is for your betterment. If you are with us in the hashtag choose to challenge, then please share this video with all your friends and encourage us by sharing your thoughts in the comment box below. Use these hashtags to share the post on social media. See you again soon. Bye bye.